Hey, welcome to map 9 of Plutonia. This is Abattoire, and as you can see at the start of this level, there's a bunch of spectres and a cacodemon chasing us around this fairly large room here. So I've run to grab the super shotgun because it makes dealing with these guys a lot easier. The main thing here is that we don't want these enemies kind of wandering around, because later on more enemies are going to pile into this room and we don't really want them all sort of cross-polluting this area. You can see there's some interesting architecture in here. It's not just a big square room. You have to head down here, but there's a secret here with a supercharge. This room here is quite nasty. So as you can see at the back of the room, there's a bunch of brawny boys who are waiting to... Ooh, did not mean to get my pistol out there. That was the worst time to get my pistol out. They're waiting to shoot us from the back of the room here, so I'm going to use the rocket launcher we just got to take care of them. So you can see there's a brawny boy over here. So once you shoot your weapon to take out the brawny boy there, a bunch of enemies will teleport in. It's best to sort of grab that invulnerability over there, but I like to use the invulnerability later in this level. So I'm actually going to hold back on that. As you can see, I'm just circle strafing around all these enemies, making sure that we don't have to, you know, take too much damage from them. We have a few rockets following us, so you've just got to be mindful of that if this is the way you want to do this. The easiest way to complete this room is obviously to grab the invulnerability, but like I said, I have plans for that later in the level. So with most of the enemies killed, we can now safely approach the blue key. There's the invulnerability. You need to hit both of these switches here. Jump over here. So there's a second secret behind there, which you should grab. We'll be coming back for that later on, so let's not forget about that. Now, as you can see, this is a big old room. It's a big old empty room, and the exit there requires 3 different key cards, which is pretty fun. It's not like the Citadel in Doom 2, where you have an option of which keys to pick. Unfortunately, you are kind of forced to get all 3 keys in this one. It's kind of a false illusion. Just using the rocket launcher here to thin out the enemies across this room. Also using the shotgun here. Just got to be careful because there are a few Hell Knights and Chain Gunners in that cage over there. So we're going to walk back here because as you make your way to that door, this back door opens up here. There's a few enemies inside here. It's best to get rid of these guys because they will follow you along that path and catch you later on if you're not careful. You did get quite a few shots on me there, which was a bit disappointing. So inside here there's some mancubus that we need to get rid of. So on that middle platform there's actually a bunch of imps. The best thing to do here is just to get rid of them, because if you kind of go up to face them, there's every chance they could claw your face off, which you don't really want. Nice amount of health there. You just have to run down and get the yellow key here. It's quite an interesting room, that one, because it's an outside room. We go inside here, the yellow door's right here. We just need to take care of all these enemies. You can see the red key is there, but of course this is Plutonia, so nothing is free. The wall opens up behind and there's a bunch of enemies waiting to spring us. So you can see on the bottom of that wall there's a little different texture. You want to come in here because it lets you grab all this cell ammo, and that will be really useful towards the end of this level. So once you've grabbed the red key, a bunch of enemies will be opened up in this large opening area here. So you want to be careful here because that archvile will catch you if you're not paying attention. Excellent. So the thing is, we've got plenty of cell ammo here, so I just kind of want to get rid of the imps here. Unfortunately, this room doesn't fill as much as you might want it to. You'd hope that there'd be like a big monster influx to sort of fill this room out, but no, the most we get in here is just a bunch of imps, which is a bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie. So, as we kind of make our way to the end of the level here, all you have to do is go through that teleporter. Once you go through the teleporter, you can't come back. So we're going to grab this cell ammo, we're going to grab this invisibility, and then we're going to grab the invulnerability that we left earlier on. And there's a reason I'm doing this. So, as we enter this final part of the level, things are going to take a bit of a step up in difficulty. So as you can see, we've entered this room here. There's Barons of Hell, there's Hell Knights, there's Cacodemons, there's Imps. You've got to be really careful in here. You can see we've made good use of the invulnerability there. There's a supercharge at the back of the room. Now when you come into this room is an absolute nightmare because there's a bunch of chain gunners at the back there. There's a bunch of enemies along this walkway, and then you've got Mancubus and you've got Bony Boys all shooting in. And the thing is, there's very few places that you can actually hide from them all, so you've kind of got to, you know, stick your head out of the ground here and kind of hope you get lucky. There is a blue armor across the way. Oh, that's not good. Luckily there's a bunch of medkits there that covered me, but that was not a clever moment by me. You can also see that the Mancubus have been positioned in such a way that you can't just launch rockets at them from across the way. Quickly grab that blue armor, that's going to be very useful. Just going to be really careful here to finish off these Bony Boys, and we'll take care of you. So the last few enemies in here are the Imps in the middle. Oh, I forgot about you. You can see I took a nasty hit there. Honestly, the Revenants are a bit of a pain in the ass here, but you know, doesn't really matter. There are some imps in the middle that we'll deal with as we kind of make our way to the end of the level here. So once you've cleared out all the enemies, you can pretty much hit this switch and you can go into the middle. So I'm going to show you here quickly what happens if you drop down, because there's no teleporters down here. And the thing is, I don't like this last room because of that. I'm not a fan of death pits, and the problem I have with this room is that basically any kind of hit from the projectile monsters on the outside will push you into that, you know, death trap, and you're pretty much done for. So I'm not a huge fan. 99%? Oh, I must have missed something. Oh well. But I did get all secrets, so, you know, happy with that. It's another Plutonia level that, in my opinion, is just fine. I don't think it's particularly memorable. That last room, I think, is the best part of the level. I think that in terms of difficulty, in terms of challenge, it actually offers a pretty fun challenge. Although, again, I'm not a fan of the death pits around the small walkway, because in my opinion, that's just a bit cheap in level design terms. But overall, not an offensive level, not a particularly great level either. It kind of falls into the middle for me. Let me know what you think of Abattoire. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And thank you very much for watching.